Hey, if you're here today, if you're seeing this right now, and you feel like you have given up on your health as a mom, and you've gotten to a place where you feel like this just isn't possible for me as a special needs mom, and have like mentally checked out, I want to show you something. Stay with me for a couple minutes. This plant has been sitting here at my desk for too long, clearly. I was given this plant a very long time ago. It was probably a couple years ago. And it was beautiful. It was vibrant, like it was green and amazing. And I was really busy. I love this plant, and I love the person that gave me this plant. And I was like, this is great. I'm going to take care of this plant. And what happened was I was not very good about watering it. And it took a while for it to start to look like this. Probably actually about a year. Because this is one of those plants, my friend knew me really well. This is one of those plants that like is a survivor, and it doesn't need a ton of water and love. It just needs a little bit. Kind of like us as humans, like we're master survivors. And so I was watering this like occasionally, and I would see it and I would water it, and I was like, okay, I can do this. And then at some point, I remember giving up on the plant because I would go a couple of weeks and I saw that it was starting to turn brown, and I was like, oh man, I don't think I'm going to be able to take care of that plant and keep it alive. And I kept watering it for a little bit, and then eventually I just decided that the plant was going to die anyway, and I was just going to stop. And then it turned over months and months into this. And I wanted to show you this because the moment that things changed for this plant was the moment that I decided that I couldn't take care of it anymore, right? I was watering it, I was giving it what it needed, and it probably would have been fine. But in my busyness and in my overwhelm, I just decided it wasn't possible and this plant was going to die. And that is what happened. And I'm showing you this because I think it's kind of similar to what happens to us in our mind, and this point that we can come to where we decide that it's just not possible for us anymore, that we can't eat well, we don't have time for exercise, we're never going to fit in our clothes again, we're never going to feel better, we're never going to feel confident, we're never going to figure it out. And I want you to know that the point at which you decide that is the point at which that becomes true. Right? Just like for me in that plant. I could have kept that plant alive if I had just decided that I really wanted to, but I chose that it was probably not possible for me, and here it is. And this is incredibly important for you to understand that you have the power to decide. Like, you get to decide. And if you're at that point right now where you are just completely discouraged, and maybe you've been trying for a while to figure this out and it's just not happening for you, and maybe you're seeing weight gain, maybe you're just feeling awful, maybe you're exhausted, and you don't see a way that you can start to feel better, I want you to know that the very first thing that needs to happen, the priority for you to focus on, is actually not the doing, right? We get so caught up in the doing. Like, if I'm going to feel better, if I'm going to improve my health, I need to make all the meals, right? We talked all last week. I showed you all the meals. We talked about meal planning and meal prep, and that's important. Yes, you need to do that. And yes, you need to move, and you need to exercise. And yes, you need to drink water. And yes, you need to sleep more. And yes, you need to do things to reduce stress. Yes, those are things that you need to do. But the first thing is not actually the doing. It's working on what's going on up here, right? This is actually where decisions and life change happens, is up in our head. And so if you have found yourself like continually just repeating and chewing on the messages that like, I'm too busy, I don't have time, I can't do this, you are creating this reality for yourself, and that is where you're going to go. And if you're not there right now, you will one day very soon find yourself shriveled up like my poor sad plant, because you haven't been taking care of yourself. And this comes out in all types of different ways. It comes out as complete exhaustion and fatigue and depression and anxiety and weight gain and medical issues like health complications and diseases and cancers. And this is what happens. So my number one focus for you, if you are in that place right now, is to start giving yourself some of these more positive messages, because your brain, right, what we focus on is what grows. This is what becomes our reality. And we know this from brain scans, we know this from science, like neuroplasticity is a thing that we and our thoughts are changing. Like, we are changing our brain constantly. Our brain is changing and adapting based on our environment and all this stuff. And so changing the story in your head is a really good place to start if you're trying to make changes outside. And the way that this works and the way that this happens is by starting to shift how you think about things. And if you find yourself constantly saying things like, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time, you change that story in your head and say to yourself, like mentally, I have enough time. I have enough time. I have enough time. And a fancy word for this is like affirmations. And this is something that I didn't really love for a while, because I don't know, it just didn't really jive with my belief. And there's a lot of stuff that's out there if you've ever gone down in the road of affirmations, with like changing your vibration and everything with the universe. And that doesn't jive with me. But what I do know is that what we focus on grows. And I found this true in my life in so many ways. Like, when I'm really overwhelmed and telling myself all of the time, I'm so tired, I'm so tired, I'm just so tired, I'm just so tired, I literally feel more tired. But when I've tried, telling myself, like, I can have more energy, right? I have energy to do the things that I need to do, right? I am going to have energy to do the things that I need to do today. I suddenly start to feel more energized. And so it really does make a difference. And a really good way to start this process is just by thinking through, like, what is the number one area for you right now that you're struggling with in your health? And just start with one thing, because honestly, trying to change too much all at once, if you've been in my world for any amount of time, I talk about this all the time. We just cannot change all the things all the time, especially when we're stressed out. We don't have a lot of bandwidth because of taking care of our kids and everything. So choose just one area that's like the biggest one for you right now, and take some time to get curious about like what you're thinking and what you're telling yourself about that situation, and then give yourself a positive message. It's not going to feel true to you, right? It's not going to feel true. It's going to feel like nonsense, but it's what you want to be true, right? And so you intentionally start to give yourself these messages. You can write them down. You can, I'll put them on my refrigerator, on my mirror in my bathroom, or like right here on my computer. And I will often like start my day with telling myself these things. Sometimes this can come from something that somebody else has given you. And actually, if you missed it, not too long ago, I wrote something for my clients. It's a special needs mom and transformation code. I'm going to pop that here. And it's literally just a bunch of affirmations about like things that we want to feel and we want to believe if we're going to be healthy as special needs moms. And so it can be something that somebody else wrote. It can be something that you wrote. It can be like Bible verses. It could be something you find on the internet, like a quote or something that just really resonates with you. And you're like, yes, this is what I want to think about. This is what I want my reality to be. And you put that on repeat and you watch as the weeks go on and you continue to do that, as you will then start to think differently about your situation, and from that place, you will start to be able to make decisions according to what you want to do, right? It affects your motivation, it affects your problem solving, it can affect a lot of different things. So I've seen this over and over again in my life. I know that it works. I work with my clients on this as well. And so I wanted to give you this nugget. If you're feeling stuck and you're feeling like you don't have the bandwidth to do the things, then don't. Try thinking the things and see how this helps for you. So let me know in the comments if you're in that place right now, like if you're feeling stuck, if you're struggling to get motivated, if you're struggling to get going with some things, what that area is for you, right? It can be all sorts of different things with your health. Let me know, and then we'll see if you need some help. You can let me know, and I'll see if I can help you through that, or if you find something in this Special Needs Moms in Transformation code that I'm going to post here. Let me know in the comments, because I want to support you, and I will. I'll reach out to you, I'll support you, and see how I can help you move forward in that. All right, you guys have a great rest of the day. I cannot wait to see your comments, and we'll chat soon.